Let's go.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Shenanigans. This is episode 7. We are 2 weeks post Super Bowl. This is weird. No football in my life is kind of weird. How's it feeling for you?
It's awkward, but it's more awkward because of me fucking up last week. I gotta start off this episode apologizing. Last week when I acknowledged the victims of the shooting, I said that the person that died was a man, and I was incorrect. During when we recorded it, it was the day of the shooting, and the report I saw said local DJ Lopez Galvan killed, and I didn't click or read the whole thing. That was my fault, and it's Mrs. Lisa Lopez Galvan was the victim of the shooting.
Yeah.
So rest in peace to her, and my mistake for fucking that up.
He thought it was Lopez Galvan. He didn't see the Lisa until later.
I'm stupid. But yeah, that's still unfortunate. You know, it's crazy how fast people have moved on from that too. No one's talking about it anymore, even though it appeared that there were 2 juvenile shooters and like a third suspect as well. It was just started off as like a fight or something.
I believe America's
like
probably like used to it at this point. It's kind of sad.
We move on from it so fast. It's unfortunate that it happened. I don't know. It's gonna have like a strange feel for the Chiefs over the next year. I feel like Andy Reid and like a bunch of players were there.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
Andy Reid was like hiding with children.
Oh yeah. Anybody who was there will remember it for the rest of their lives. Like, that's traumatic. The people who aren't involved, though, and just hear about it on the news, it just goes away, because not only were they not directly involved, it's just the sad truth that it's so frequent now that people's brains just go off of it. Even though it shouldn't, because it's a problem that we should be trying to solve in America. Any politician, no matter what stupid little party you are.
Yeah, so just prayers up to everyone recovering still. But moving on here from that, I wanted to get into reviewing the main card for UFC 298, and actually a little bit more behind that. There was a lot
I want to say
card.
something real quick.
I
went 4 for 1 on my predictions. The only one I got wrong was Kopylov.
I got that. I was the opposite. I went 1 for 4.
Damn.
Yeah, I only got my Rob correct. I thought Kopylov was going to be a crazy challenge for Anthony Hernandez on short notice, and it just turned out to be the other way around. Kopylov got tired and grappled, and then Merab I got right, even though I wanted Henry to win.
Yeah,
Merab.
I kind of got a little bit of a prediction right there, a little bit of a hot take. I don't think it's that much of a hot take, but you might have something to say about it. I think Merab did better than Aljo did. Or at least he looked better.
I think Henry just looked worse, honestly. Like, if you watch...
And I do think I think that's fair. I gotta watch the fight again.
My thing with Merab is he's really good, but his chin is suspect. He got clipped with the same shot that he got clipped with versus Marlon Moraes.
What's up with Merab's boring allegations? I don't really get bored watching his fights.
Did you watch his fight with Jose Aldo?
No, I didn't.
He went 0 for 16 on takedowns and just like sat on his knees at the cage and was like, that was control time, basically. It looked like he was going for a shot.
Oh, okay, I understand, but is it just because of that one fight, or has he done that multiple times?
I mean, I don't know. I don't like it. His fighting style's not that bad, but he always does it to guys I like too, like Cejudo, Yan.
I'm always trying to learn more about MMA, man. So.
Merab, I just don't like these Georgians for some reason. Like, they seem to all piss me off. Like, Giga Chikadze knocked out Edson Barboza, who's my favorite fighter. Ilya Taporia just knocked out Volk. Spoiler,
he's Spanish
too. He's Georgian.
Spanish.
He's Georgian. I don't care. And then Merab beat like Aldo, and he beat Henry. Who else did he beat? He beat Peter Yan.
He fucking beat Piotr Yan all 5 rounds.
I want to see Merab versus Umar Nurmagomedov, but nobody wants to fight that guy. Do you know anything about Umar Nurmagomedov?
I do, actually.
He's ridiculous.
I
He's
know
undefeated.
that a lot of people in other weight classes respect him, and a lot of other people in this weight class don't want to fight him.
He's like ranked like top 10, I think, or something, and he's fighting a guy who's making his debut because no one wants to fight him. It's ridiculous. I think he was supposed to fight Corey Sandhagen in his last fight until Corey pulled out. Or Umar pulled out, not Corey.
Damn. What a fucking what a debut.
Yeah, what a downgrade from Corey to a debut guy. But Ian Gary versus Jeff Neal. Jeff Neal just choked his opportunity. I don't know how he almost beat Shavkat and then did this versus Ian.
I'm one of the people.
That's the only difference.
I'm one of the people who thought Jeff won that fight 2-1, but hey, I can understand why people think Ian won. I don't think it was. I don't think it was 3-0, man.
Here's the thing about control time. Like if you look at the UFC's immediate stats, it's knockdowns, total strikes, significant strikes, and takedowns, and a submission attempts. The control time's not even up there because when you just clinch somebody ineffectively on the cage, like he was doing, just to hold Ian still, that's what he was doing. Mm-hmm. And I wanted Neal to win. I wanted Neal to get a knockout, but like all he did was hold Ian there, and it wasn't effective. Jeff landed 55.9. I mean, that's a bad percentage. He landed 57 for 102 total strikes, and like 46 significant strikes. But Ian landed 80 strikes, and 67 of them were significant. And you just watch the fight. Ian controlled the range. He had the better landing shots. He just didn't get hurt. Like, even if Neal didn't get hurt in the fight, all those shots from Gary were perfect looking. You could hear them, and it affected Neal. He moved. He like stiffened up whenever he got hit with those knees, and when he got hit in the body, he went, ooh, all that scores. And then Neal was clipping him a little bit, kind of on the ends of his punches, and he was clinching him, but that's not as scoring as clean knees and kicks. I thought Ian won it 3-0, unfortunately.
I really thought Jeff won, but I can understand why he wasn't. He wasn't doing much, but it looked like he was landing better to me.
Were you like really hype in this one, or were you just sitting there? Because like sometimes when I get really hyped,
I was kind of just sitting there. I wasn't really hyped for Ian Gary, Jeff Neal.
Yeah, that's the only time I can really see like. When I saw Sean O'Malley fight Peter Yan, I had no idea who won. I was just caught up in the fight,
Sometimes I do that. Oh my God, sometimes I don't even like score them. I tend to score them most times, but most times I don't score them. I'll just like I'll just watch them and just get lost in the fight and not even care and just wait until the actual decision.
And Paulo Costa, Robert Whittaker.
Oh, man.
Paulo Costa is frustrating. I don't know why he gets all these knockouts and finishes, and he was undefeated up till Izzy by just swarming guys with power, size, and volume. But now he thinks he's Izzy himself versus Robert Whittaker, just jabbing him and leg kicking him, and one spinning heel kick. Single shots is not his thing, and that was just a terrible game plan if that's what he was going in there looking for. Oh, my gosh.
I was talking, I talked about it with some people, and some people think that Paulo Costa won? Like, no. What?
No.
What the fuck, man? Like, some people genuinely think that, and they were like, man, look at Robert Whittaker's face, blah, 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 and I'm like, did you see all, he was like, well, I mean, Paulo Costa didn't really get rocked by Whittaker. He rocked him once. I'm like, he shoe-shined at the end of a round and landed a fucking shot. He kept on throwing that. He got that fucking same head kick blocked like fucking 4 times that round. He landed it the 5th time with 4 seconds left. I mean, I know he should have landed it earlier.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks for him. He didn't.
I think that was shoe-shining. I think Robert won that round. I think Robert did a good job at defending a lot of things, and I think he landed a lot more, and he just looked really good out there. He was
Let
landing
me
he was landing at a decent rate. He was landing a lot.
let me really back up here for a second. I'm just looking at the UFC 298 menu or whatever on the website, and it's got options. It says result, date, locations, tickets, Adesanya, prelims, Tapology. What is Adesanya a
Adesanya.
category for? What? It's just his reactions and stuff,
He's the
predictions, favors. Oh my god, how is he a whole
Adesanya.
category?
He's
Okay, that's
he yes,
that's funny.
yes. So that's the true secret. Dana isn't the CEO. Israel
That's
is the
funny.
CEO, and Dana's a puppet CEO.
He let Sean beat him. He's just taking some time off because he's
He's
bored.
bored.
But we'll keep talking about a little bit more about like the main event here in a bit. But I wanted to highlight some moments in the prelims here. Marcos de Lima versus Junior Tafa. That fight was a second round KO with like leg kicks and stuff. It was probably kind of brutal. Did you see that one?
I didn't watch the prelims.
It's okay. But that guy filled in on 1 day's notice to fill in for his brother, who was fighting that guy too, which is really cool. So I wanted to highlight Junior Tafa there. Shout out to him. And Mackenzie Dern also fought Amanda Lemos for 3 rounds. That fight is ridiculous. Mackenzie Dern needs to stop fighting. She's terrible. I mean, let her just go compete in jiu-jitsu if you want to highlight jiu-jitsu. You know, you're not good at MMA anymore. Like, you were great for a while, and then you switched your style up thinking that you're Paulo Costa or something, and you just start swinging and getting your ass beat. So it's kind of annoying to watch, but it's fun to watch in certain moments of her fights. Yeah. I just wanted to, next up. I mean, let's just talk a little more about the main event.
Oh yeah, I want to talk about the main event. So Ilia
I
Topuria
lost.
represents Spain. Um, I don't know if I ever said this on a podcast, but my dad's side of the family is from Spain. My grandmother is from Spain. She moved here. I think in the 60s or 70s or some shit. My dad was born in the 80s in here in the United States. So we like Spain. Like I root for Spanish teams a lot, like in the World Cup and like the Olympics and basketball sometimes.
Yeah.
So it was really cool. I was rooting for Ilya because of that. I was talking to my dad about that. And he completely spoiled the knockout for me. Because he was ahead of me, I guess. And I said, "You think UFC will have its first Spanish champ tonight?" And he said, "Yeah, I think it's definitely possible. Volkanovski is old." And then he said, "Bam!" And then after he texted me, "Bam!" 3 seconds later on my screen, I just see what happened, and I was like, "Oh, thanks."
Yeah, my dad's done that to me before too.
It was it was funny. I didn't even tell him he did that either.
Yeah, that was heartbreaking, man. I wanted to see Ilya beat up and lose, but he got him. Good job, power puncher. Ooh,
I
my
think
buddy
he.
said that Volk had never fought a power puncher, and then he was kind of right. But there's like 3 power punchers at 145, so it's not like he was ducking power punchers. He fought Chad Mendez, back when Mendez was still UFC worthy.
Dude,
UFC.
what's it? I was gonna say that Ilia Tuporia, I think he looked good the entire fight. I feel like Volk won the first round, but I feel like it was a close first round too. Like
It was close.
he looked really like Ilya looked really good. Like it didn't look like he didn't belong there. Like it looked like he had a game plan and it worked. Like and as someone who's trained boxing before, it looked very boxing heavy oriented. Like he was moving his head a lot, doing a lot of head movement, doing a lot of feinting and stuff. Well, I mean, I know feinting is a part of like MMA in general, but feinting is a part of boxing as well, of course.
I have takes on Ilya as a
And
striker.
he was he was landing accurately. He was waiting for the perfect moments, and he landed them.
Ilya,
Whenever
he's a
Volk's
good boxer.
Yeah, whenever Volk's
But
face was fucking open and he was close range, he fucking popped him. He got him like real clean. It was crazy to see.
here's the thing about Volk. I don't know how he got so good as he is. For a guy who never really had a background in martial arts, he played rugby. I'll say that. Um, Ilya, Volk, as far as I'm concerned, is like a tough, gritty, hard nosed. Like I don't. He's a crazy story, honestly. It's hard to think of many guys like Jose Aldo. I'd say he played soccer, so that's like another dude who I guess played another sport and transitioned. I think Anderson Silva played soccer or something.
Oh yeah.
So, but that's not like so Volk never. But Anderson did like kickboxing and shit, and so Volk is not like a traditional striker. He's like game plan overall type shit. And so when he obviously his strategy was going to be like outpoint Ilya in the long run, maybe get a finish in the later rounds, but the later rounds never came. Uh, Volk, I could tell the whole time that they were fighting, like when he was kicking him immediately the whole time. The first strike he threw was a head kick, which Ilya's shown a tendency to get hit with in the past by taller guys. But Volk's not like a traditional kicker or anything, like he adapted that for this style of that fight, but then Ilya's like a actual boxer type dude. He's trained in a traditional striking. He's trained in traditional martial arts and stuff. So when yeah, I'm not surprised he beat him in the striking. I thought it would just be like an overall game plan of Volk's, but he got hit, and I mean, I just want to see Ilya fight a real striker. I don't think he has so far.
And I
Um,
respect Volkanovski. He's an all time great, but I just wanted to see Ilya win that, and he did.
the thing I don't know. Ilya talks so much shit, and says he's going to not defend against Yair Rodriguez, Brian Ortega, Max Holloway. He called out Conor McGregor. Says he wants to fight Islam Makhachev. Uh, says he won't fight Mavzar Ivloyev. Um, basically said he won't defend it against anybody except I think he said he would do it against Max Holloway in Spain or something. Now it was a short list, but he's beat Josh Emmett, who's a old wrestler who abandoned wrestling because he found out he had an overhand right, and then he butchered Josh Emmett, who's I guess got a better chin than Volkanovski, because he butchered that guy. Did like a 10-7 round. You know how rare a 10-7 is in MMA? I don't know how many I've seen.
I don't know how many 10-7 rounds I've seen in boxing either.
Yeah, so for him to beat the shit out of Josh Emmett like that was bad, but again, that guy's just that guy's like he presses one button, overhand right, and once Ilya figured that out, he pieced him up. It's more a miracle that Josh Emmett survived that, you know what I mean, and didn't get knocked out because Jeremy Stevens knocked him out, but how hard does Jeremy Stevens hit? And then he beat up Bryce Mitchell, who's a jiu-jitsu guy, and then he beat up Ryan Hall, who's a jiu-jitsu guy. And then he knocked out Jai Herbert, who's some random fucking 155er who I don't know why Ilya fights at every weight, like 155. He was going to cut the fight Peter Yan at 135 for his debut. But he's a 45er. Ilya's just not fought a real striker for real. It's annoying, honestly. And then, he won't fight Max Holloway or Yair Rodriguez, so that's kind of annoying. But I'm kind of sick of talking about him. There's a couple of UFC events I did want to talk about and highlight coming up. This weekend is really dope fight night. Tomorrow, it's Brandon Moreno versus Brandon Royval. It's a rematch, and it's in Mexico City. And it's also got Yair Rodriguez versus Brian Ortega in the co-main. So Yair and Brandon Moreno are both big Mexico guys. It's in Mexico City. They're both rematches of fights that ended with shoulder injuries the first time. Like Brandon Moreno was beating Brandon Royval, and then he kind of like broke his shoulder on the ground, and it was called. And I watched that one, and I was like, oh, okay, that's lame. So now they're redoing that, and then Yair Rodriguez, Brian Ortega also ended with a shoulder injury, and they're redoing that one. So I love this genius rebooking they've done here. Also, fun fact, it's in Mexico City. It's at altitude, which is like they're gonna get so tired, and it's always so fun to see people fight when they get tired. They get like it was. Remember when Jan Blachowicz turned into a wrestler when he said he wouldn't versus Pereira?
Yes. Man, I can't believe Pereira won. Pereira won that by decision, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Well,
And then
I can believe it. Volk is, or I said Volk. Blachowicz is old.
yeah, he got tired too. It was funny. But next in March 9th, there's UFC 299. That's a really, really good one, dude. That's what they probably should have tried to get that card for UFC 300, honestly. That's so dumb that they did it for 299, but whatever. We'll talk about 300 here in a minute. But main event is Sean O'Malley, Chito Vera rematch that ended controversially in the first one. Did you know how that ended?
Oh yeah, remember we were texting about that fight.
Oh, yeah, I also went like 1 for 4 on that fight card too.
I remember that was one of the first fight cards like I watched, like that got me into the UFC for real. I'm still a casual, but that's one of the first ones I watched, and I was like, Sean O'Malley's gonna lose, and you were like, no, he's not. I'm like, yeah, he is. And I was right. I was like, he lost, and he was like, you got injured, and I was like, bruh, he got injured. He got kicked into that injury. That's fair game.
Yeah, so they're rematching there. Hopefully, Sean gets the knockout because if I lose Sean Strickland, Volkanovski, Sean O'Malley, all in 3 months as champions, I'm gonna be mad. And then the co-main is 5 rounds: Dustin Poirier versus Benoit Saint-Denis. Let me get it right. Benoit Saint-Denis.
Oh, we're going. So that's a Red Dead Redemption town.
Saint-Denis. That's right. What the fuck? Hold on. Okay,
that's so weird. I was watching a video about it yesterday.
And there's but Benoit Saint-Denis is like a pretty badass French dude. I think he's undefeated in the UFC, and he's, if he can beat Poirier, that's a big jump in the rankings. And I think he's got a fair shot. But Poirier also could just masterclass him. We'll see. I like that one too. And then Kevin Holland is gonna fight Michael Page. Do you know Michael Page?
I do know Michael Page.
He's a very fun fighter. He's 36 years old, so it's a little bit late for him to be coming into the UFC. But maybe if he gets like 2 great knockouts, he can get a title shot or something. That would be cool. MVP versus Leon Edwards would be dope.
Hey man,
but
he's undefeated.
No, he's not. I don't know why it says that. I was gonna get to that.
Why does it
he's
say
not
that?
Undefeated.
Why the fuck does it say that on the damn website, bro?
I don't know. I'm gonna tell you what he really is here in a second.
Like it says that on Google and it says that on the website. It says he's 12-0.
He is 21-2. I don't know what 12-0 is.
Dude, why the fuck does it say he's 12-0?
I don't know, because I know he just lost like last year.
Yo, did we just find a glitch? Like,
I don't know.
I heard of this guy, but I never knew his record. I looked him up. I'm like, oh, he's undefeated. He never lost before. Why can't he win? Verdict MMA says 21-2. Okay. Verdict, thank you.
Look up Sherdog. Sherdog is where I always go for the records and stuff. You can go all the way back into their stuff. Pretty good. But yeah, he's not undefeated, but he has a fair shot, I guess. Kevin Holland's going to be a hard guy to spectacularly knock out like he's used to doing. So I think Kevin Holland could knock him out, but we'll see. I like MVP, so I'll be rooting for – I like both, but I'll be rooting for MVP because he's older. Then Gilbert Burns is going to fight Jack Della Maddalena. He's I think he's – can't remember if he's Australian or British, honestly. They're the same. I think he's Australian. But Gilbert Burns, go Gilbert, man. I need Gilbert to get a title shot again. I think him versus Leon Edwards is an interesting matchup, and I don't know, but Madalena's a pretty good up and coming boxer guy, so that's a dope card. And then Peter Yan versus Song Yadong. Peter Yan could hopefully catch a W, but if he doesn't, he might get cut, man. Honestly. And then the last one I wanted to go by real quick. Now that the main event has been confirmed, UFC 300's main event will be my boy Jamal Hill versus, sleepy Alex Pereira.
Sleepy.
Yeah. I seen him sleeping. You seen him sleeping. I never seen Jamal Hill sleeping, but his name is Sweet Dreams, so it's about to happen, right? Alex is sleeping on UFC 300. It'll be nice, comfy, like.
Alex is one of my
200.
favorite fighters, and so is Jamal. But I like Alex significantly more. So I can't have you talking about my fighter like that. Even though I think there is a real true chance Jamal Hill is just gonna fuck him up. Potentially.
Let's look at the stats. Alex is 36 and Jamal is 32. Alex.
They're both heavier.
They both have the same reach, which I didn't expect. And they're the same height on the website. It says they have the same height and reach. I don't know how much I believe that. Because Alex Pereira, it says he's 6'3", and I think he's like 6'7" or something like that in real life. Like
I thought he was 6'4".
They say 6'4". He looks 6'5", but when he stands next to Tyson Fury, he looks really big. But I don't know. Jamal's got age on his side, and I like his style. I think you haven't even seen all of his capabilities yet, and he's only lost by a freaky arm break, So
I watched that live. That was crazy.
That was crazy. And then Weili Zhang versus Yan Xiaonan. This is a co-main women's strawweight for the belt. The last one was for the belt as well, but this one is two Chinese women fighting for the belt. Should have been in China. They've been talking about going to China forever, so that they should have done that, but probably couldn't, so they put it there. And Justin Gaethje versus Max Holloway. Rest in peace, Max. Probably, I don't see how he wins unless he just outpoints Gaethje for 5 rounds.
Man, I don't know. I don't know, man. When he's come up to lightweight, it hasn't gone well for him. Not against Dustin Poirier, at least. And I tend to I don't know why in my brain, I tend to just compare Justin Gaethje to Dustin Poirier all the fucking time. But I feel like Justin Gaethje is a little better. So I just feel like that's Justin Gaethje's gonna win.
Yeah, he just hits so hard, and Max gets hit a lot. And then Charles Oliveira versus Arman. Charles is gonna have a rough time. Arman's a really big up and comer, but it's gonna be a huge test for him as well. But Charles gets hit a lot, and we just saw Arman sleep Beneil Dariush. So I'm gonna go with Arman. I don't like Charles because a friend of mine loves Charles a little too much, and I'm petty like that.
Damn.
Then Alexander Rakic is making his comeback since his ACL injury versus Yuri. Let's go, Alexander. I don't like either guy, but I don't like Yuri more. So go Rakic.
Yeah, I like Rakic better as well.
Aljamain Sterling making his featherweight debut versus Calvin Kattar, who's also coming back from an ACL injury. I'd like to see Aljamain win just to see some fresh blood. Maybe Aljamain versus Ilia Topuria. That'd be cool.
That'd be wild.
If he can.
What's Kattar ranked?
That's a good question. I don't see it right there.
Where would that boost Aljamain? Would that just immediately boost him to a title shot?
Number 8. So, yeah, I mean, if he can beat Kattar and get one more, then maybe he can go for. If he can beat Kattar and honestly Ilya maybe says his name, then he might just go right for a title shot. I don't know. But Dana doesn't like him, so maybe not.
Who knows?
And I need to reload it real quick because my dumbass closed it out. Okay. There's a lot. This one's really stacked. Then Davison Figueiredo versus Cody Garbrandt is going to open the card. That's 2 former champions who have beef. Holly Holm is going to fight Kayla Harrison, who is a 16-1 judoka. lady who's pretty good, but just lost to some scrub who she already beat before, and she's she's like missed weight making 145, and she's supposedly gonna make 135 here. So I have no idea what's gonna happen there. And then a bunch of good fights. There's a couple more, but Bobby Green versus Jim Miller. Jim Miller will probably retire.
100, 200, and 300.
He'll probably retire after that, but that's dope. But I'm all wrapped up on UFC. We got a pretty good year coming up, and that's only up to 300. That's the latest thing we have scheduled. After that, we'll probably have Leon Edwards versus Bilal Muhammad, which will probably piss some people off, but whatever. Moving on after that, we wanted to talk about the NBA All-Star Weekend a little bit. I enjoyed it more than Caleb appeared to. I think the goofy moments were hilarious. Like, they were just great.
It just hasn't like, the last two All-Star games hasn't like hit the same. Like, I watched a video by King of the Fourth Quarter, and he's kind of right. Like, I'm not trying to dick ride opinions, but he's completely correct. Like, the NBA has a weird streak. Like, he says, like, historically, like, from the MLB All-Star Game, the NFL Pro Bowl, and the NBA All-Star Game, like, the NBA is, like, the fucking, like, cream of the crop. It's, like, the number one. It's the best All-Star game. It's the best All-Star event. So, it's, in recency, it's kind of, like, died down, but there are also good stretches of it, too. Like, there will be, like, a 2-3 year good stretch, and then it'll be, like, a 2-year bad stretch. It'll be weird.
Did you think Sabrina had any kind of chance at beating Steph in that shooting competition? Not before, but during? Because obviously everyone didn't think she'd win, but she did like 26 or something like that.
Yeah, she did. She did really good. I thought Steph was going to win, and he did win, but Sabrina did really good.
26, if I'm right, is a pretty good number.
From the NBA three-point line, too.
Yeah, she did change that, like, really quickly, too, like 2 days before. She changed it up. That was pretty cool. I loved seeing Luka and Jokic just, like, bounce it to each other goofily without even dribbling on that one play.
That was funny. That was a great play.
I like, for a dude who had wanted to make a podcast off stupid plays, I love the All-Star game, The All-Star, that was the all-shenanigans team.
Man, I know it's the All-Star game. You're not supposed to play hard defense, but play some defense, dude. Like, holy shit. Okay, so I think in 2016 the West broke the All-Star game point record for 196, and that was the highest scoring. It was like 196 to like 180 something for the East. And this one was like 211. That's crazy. I've never seen a game go over 200 points in my life. I know it's the All-Star game, but they play no defense. I have never seen a game go over 200 points.
You're forgetting the defense that was played, Caleb.
But the 2016 All-Star game, even though it was 190 points, that All-Star game was good. I don't know why. Well, I do know why. It was close. It was a closer game.
How are you forgetting Paolo Banchero getting blocked by Steph and fucking Curry?
I'm remembering that was Kobe's last All-Star game.
No, that was not Kobe's last All-Star game. That was this one.
No, I'm talking about the 2016. I'm talking about the 2016 one I was just talking about.
You did. Okay, well, I just brought it back to now when I said Paolo Banchero got blocked by Steph Curry.
I know,
you were like,
I said,
yeah, Kobe was there.
And I said, man, but Kobe was fucking... Well, obviously Kobe wasn't fucking there at this one. Duh.
Yeah, this one... That was the only thing Paulo did all game, too, unfortunately. It was get blocked by Steph. That was the only moment I saw.
That was funny.
There
were some funny moments during the game, but overall, I think it could have been better.
You saw Jaylen Brown's stupid dunk attempt?
Yes, I did. First time an NBA star has been in a dunk contest in forever, and he flops. Fails us.
Go Mac McClung,
I
my
mean,
boy.
he's cool. That dunk was cool and all, but Hamidou Diallo dunked over Shaq like 3 years ago.
Not that one. The
Dude,
self release
somebody
is cool.
dunked over Taco Fall. He's taller than Wembanyama.
Why am I mean, Mac McClung, I like him because he plays for like the G League Magic team, so that's cool.
That's fair. I mean,
Uh,
he plays for your G League team. That's
he should
dude.
be on a roster somewhere.
He's really good in the G League. He averages like 25. Like he averages like 25, 4 and 6 on like 50-something% shooting. He's nasty in the G
Someone
League.
should sign him.
I think
Sounds
y'all.
better than Jet Howard. Yeah, what if we played what if we played Mac McClung over Jet Howard? How would you feel as a Michigan fan?
I don't know. I don't really care. I think Michigan's thing under Juwan Howard, his father, former NBA All-Star and former Michigan basketball player himself for the Fab Five, um, and I respect him, but him as a coach, he has completely torn our basketball program apart, man. We used to be so good, and now it's so bad. And his son played for us too. Obviously, that's Jet Howard, and obviously, a lot of players in the NBA. If you have a good dad, your son's probably not going to be good. Or if you're shit as a player, your son is going to be awesome. Like Kobe's dad, ooh. I mean, he wasn't shit, but like he's not Kobe. You don't talk about Kobe's dad. You don't talk about Klay Thompson's dad. You talk about Klay Thompson. You talk about
You talk
Kobe.
about,
And
but you're
Klay
forgetting
Thompson
one.
is not on the same level as Kobe, but people will remember him.
You're forgetting the all-time duo, like father-son basketball lineage, bro. Manute Bol and Bol Bol.
Well, I was actually forgetting Del Curry and Steph Curry, and Del Curry was actually pretty good, but I mean, he wasn't a superstar. He was a six-man of the year. I think he maybe made an All-Star game. I don't know if he even did, but he was a really good three-point shooter. Obviously, Steph, his son, is a superstar.
I have no more thoughts except Bam Adebayo bounced the ball off Jokic's fat bum, and it was funny. But we wanted to do a little checkup on our teams real quick about what they're up to. So I wanted to get it out of the way real quick. I'm a Yankees fan by lineage. You know, I don't care about baseball really, but I like the Yankees logo, and my grandpa really cared about them. So it's a little tiny piece of him. I pretend, and I don't pretend to carry around, but like I do it for him. And it's the baseball off season right now. So Caleb knows a little more about both. Uh, where exactly would both our teams be in your opinion, Caleb?
Um, I think the Yankees are in New York, and I think my Braves are in Atlanta.
But like,
I know.
are we gonna win the ring next year? Is it our time? Is it our year as the Yankees
Hey,
organization?
man, y'all always build a good roster. Y'all are always supposed to do good, so I don't know. Y'all went 82-80 last year, but missed the playoffs because of how good y'all's division is. And y'all's
82 and
division
80.
82-80.
Is baseball the most games in a season, like a sports season?
Of the major American sports, yeah, 162
What
games.
what else would be more there? What would there be more of besides that? You said major Americans, so like
I have no clue. There's probably some obscure sport
soccer.
season with
No.
nah. They don't. They have like 40 games in a season. I mean, there are other games though. Like they play like championship series
No
and
wonder
the
baseball people
Champions
need
League.
steroids.
And if you count maybe yeah, some of them are. But maybe if you count maybe if you count like they're playing for their countries too, soccer they might play. Like I don't know. But
Man, what if
I still
like
think they only play like a combined like 60-70 games.
that's why they need steroids, or they used to, because like Jesus, that's a lot of games.
Well, I was talking about soccer there.
Oh no, I meant like the baseball. You said they played
Oh
like
yeah, they've always
160
been
games.
playing. They've been playing 162 games for a while. I think before then it was like 140 something. So still, they've been playing a lot of games.
But yeah, I really don't know nothing about Baseball. You know, I'll carry that Yankees flag around proud if we
Um,
win a chip. I will get the tattoo on my leg or something.
y'all are expected to get 94 wins this season. Y'all have improved on the roster. Y'all signed a couple of good free agents. I think y'all made some good trades too. And Giancarlo Stanton, some guy who's been, well, he's not just some guy. He's a former MVP who hit 50 home runs in a season once. But and he has good stretches, but he's a very injury prone player. He's been getting injured a lot, and he looks slimmer than ever. Like, it looks like he only did cardio. Like, he's so slim now. Maybe, I don't know, maybe that body change changes his injuries, hopefully.
Baseball's so interesting, man.
If he can stay healthy, then I could see y'all like doing well if he can stay healthy and consistent. And Aaron Judge can stay consistent as well.
What
And
about your Braves? Are y'all winning
worked.
another ring next year?
We were supposed to win last year, but we lost to the Phillies again. But
Damn.
we're still projected to get over 100 wins. We're projected to get 102. We got some new pitchers. We signed some new shortstops. We signed a lot of depth pieces. A lot of our core pieces are still there. We have them signed for a while. We signed some. I think Max Fried, Minter, signed some relief in our starting pitchers to like some 1-year contracts. But we still have majority of our young players and our core, like veterans and like just good players, still signed for a good couple more years. So we should be making a good run at it. The Dodgers look like they have the best roster, as they have Ohtani and Freddie Freeman and Mookie Betts. Freddie Freeman is a former Brave. He won the ring with us.
You know a lot more about baseball than I remember. I should get you to talk to my buddy Alfonso one day or something. Maybe he'd want to talk. He likes baseball, but he never talks about it to me because I don't know anything. Maybe I could bring him on or something if he was like feeling it.
Oh yeah, I
He's
know
cool.
a decent bit about baseball. I just don't talk about it to you because I know you don't like baseball.
I mean, I could
And
get into it if the Yankees made a playoff run.
even though I know about baseball, it's still the one I like least pay attention to. But that Braves ring was still very special. I watched that. I watched some of the games that season, and I watched the entire playoffs. People counted us out in the first round because Acuna got hurt. That was a crazy Cinderella run. That was crazy. We sucked. We had an under 500 record after the All-Star break, and then we just went on a tear. We went on a run. Somehow won the division with 80 wins.
Yeah, with baseball, if the Yankees made a playoff run or something soon, I could maybe get into it then. But it's just so slow. Football is the perfect balance of slow and action, and UFC is the best balance of that for me. Like, I can't watch a fucking basketball or hockey game all the way through, unfortunately. I'll watch like the last and the first quarters or whatever segments. But speaking of hockey,
Basketball's my
I'm a
favorite to watch.
Blackhawks.
It's so fast-paced.
I like hockey and basketball. It's just I got ADHD, I guess. I don't know. But speaking of hockey, I'm a Chicago Blackhawks fan. My family knows a lot of the GM there and stuff, and we've known some players from there coming from like Norfolk, playing hockey with my family and stuff like that. Old stories I don't know much about or want to talk about, but the Blackhawks are the worst team in the league again, 15-39. We're gonna have a lottery pick. Wonder if we can get it first overall again. Woohoo! Connor's back though. We won our last game, I believe,
Y'all
because he
won.
scored.
Y'all won a championship 9 years ago.
9 years ago?
Yeah, I think so. I think it was 2015, wasn't it?
That feels like I've heard about that. Maybe that's the ring that I wore a long time ago. I told you that story, right?
Yes, you did.
I hate that. I wore a Chicago Blackhawks championship ring on my damn finger, and it was like it had enough room for another finger in there probably because that dude's hand was so big. But
The Blackhawks have 6 rings, though, so you never know.
But I wore one, and I got a picture with it, and that picture never made it to the light of day, and I'm so mad. I want that picture. Or I want another one. I want to wear it again. If I ever see that dude again, I'm gonna ask for his ring. But what about you? Said you're a red Red Wing fan.
Yeah, we're actually doing good this season. We're like over 500. It's crazy.
Let's look at that. Yeah, 30-20. It's not bad. You're like 4 games behind the next person team in your division.
I know, but we used to suck ass. Like
Dude, I wonder if the division's
horrible for
better.
years. I don't even know much about hockey. I just know that we sucked for years, man.
You didn't have King Connor on your roster, I'm afraid. Sucks to be you. I don't know, but rebuilding year again for us. I don't know. Y'all seem to be doing fine. Happy for you.
Yeah, we've been rebuilding for a while, and it seems to be finally starting to pay off a little bit.
What do you think is worse in hockey games? Like getting blown out by like 3 points or losing by like 1 point?
Losing by one
Because
point is always worse. That's
I
always
don't know,
worst.
bro.
That's always worse to me. I mean, maybe you could say, "Oh, we fought on," but it's so devastating.
Spot on.
At least when you're getting, you fought, but like when you're getting blown out, like you just expect it. You already know. I mean, obviously, probably not the players. A lot of players probably are like, "We're gonna come back. We're gonna come back," and that's the mindset you have to have as a player. But a lot of times they know, like in reality, it's probably not gonna happen. So,
All right. Did you have any more opinions on the hockey teams at the moment, or your wings or whatever the fuck?
not
Because
really.
I want to talk about.
Haven't paid too much attention, so I will not make myself look like a fool.
I mean, okay, so the Magic. I'm a Magic fan. I love them so much. We're the 7th seed in the East right now, so that's just playing. It's a playing spot. So like, we got to beat the Pacers. I know we're gonna play them soon, and we have to beat them to get up into the 6th spot and to be like a real playoff spot, right? Or am I wrong?
Yes, you have to be 6 to get a guaranteed playoff spot.
Okay, yeah. So we need to beat them because I know we have a game coming up with them soon. If we can beat the Pacers, that'll tell us a lot because it seems like we have a problem beating teams like the Pacers or the Heat or the Thunder. Like the younger teams are like the ones that aren't as like the Nuggets and the Celtics we can beat in the regular season for some reason. But I feel like we're not going to beat the Pacers.
We're kind of like old. We're not. We're older-ish teams with more at 28, like 27, 26, like 26 to like 30 something year old players on our teams as compared to the younger teams y'all play. So we probably turn it up in the playoffs, but we do just enough in the regular season to get there. I know our core is pretty much in their prime, but we have some veterans on our team.
I understand the whole you don't have to push it in regular season because you can win up until that point type thing.
I
That's
mean,
kind
to
of
be
what the
fair,
Chiefs
some of our
feel
bench
like.
players have also been kind of inconsistent throughout the middle of the season for some reason. I hope we pick it up, but I can see us beating some younger teams like Minnesota or OKC. The Clippers, they're the biggest threat to us, I believe. Maybe even the Suns, but I don't know. They don't look too good, man. Their defense just isn't good enough. And if one of their stars just doesn't play good, we're gonna probably beat them. OKC has a good defense. They have everything. But they're young and inexperienced, and they've never been in a playoff spot, so I don't know how they're going to perform. Minnesota's been in a playoff spot. Well, a lot of their players have been in the playoffs before. Anthony Edwards and some of the younger ones have not, except for last year. But I don't know. They might improve. They gave us the toughest challenge last year of any series we had in our championship run, so I don't know. They might do good, but I still think it's too early for those two. And then the Clippers, they've been lucky enough to stay healthy all season. I think Kawhi's been having some problems recently, but if he can get over that, before the playoffs, and he gets healthy, then that'll be good for them. And we might have some trouble from them, but I think we can do it. I think we can push and make a finals appearance again.
Yeah, man. If the Nuggets repeat as champions like the Chiefs just did, I would believe that NBA and NFL are both rigged, and Jokic will start dating like Ice Spice.
I think Jokic
Uh,
is like married with a kid. I like Man City. Call me a bandwagon, whatever. I just got into it last year, and I seen this Norwegian blonde guy, tall, fast dude who kicks a lot of goals, named Erling Haaland. And I paid a lot of attention last year. I watched a lot of games. I watched the Champions League. I watched us win. We won the treble. We won the Premier League. I think the FA Cup, and yeah, we did win that. We didn't win the Carabao Cup. We won the FA Cup, but we won the Champions League, which is the best, obviously. I'm still learning more and more about football, soccer every day. I call it football sometimes because whenever I watch it, it's British announcers and they call it football.
So, like, every team basically that Caleb follows, the Nuggets, the Braves, that soccer team, all of them pretty much, except the hockey team. The Red Wings didn't, but he's had rings pretty recently in all the last couple of years of being a fan of sports.
I know,
and the only one I've
it's
got
crazy.
was being a Rams
It's
fan.
crazy. People can call me bandwagon. Oh, you're a Michigan Braves Nuggets fan. Blah, blah, blah. Dude, I have photos of me in Michigan gear as a child. That's my profile picture.
Oh no, I wasn't saying that. I'm just saying like you got lucky.
No, I know. I'm saying I know that's what you're saying, but some people are gonna be like, "Oh, he's a bandwagon." But man, I became a Nuggets fan in 2017 because they were one of my favorite teams to watch because Jokic was up and coming.
You could say I'm a bandwagon Rams fan, but I'm really not. Like I just when I
Dude,
watched
you told me, you said I'm choosing the Rams because they look cool, and then they won and then you actually started paying attention and getting into it, and you actually liked your team, and then y'all won the Super Bowl after all those trades. I don't give you bandwagon status, and you've stuck around.
Me neither. Yeah, because our team that year that we started off with was way different than the one we ended off with. Like Robert Woods was hurt, and then just like the defense wasn't as good. We went and got Von Miller. Ramsey was still decent that year, until he got destroyed by Jamar Chase and Mike Evans in the playoffs. But yeah, as a Rams fan, we just lost the wild card. I don't know what our focus is really going to be in free agency or the draft, but we're cutting guys like on the O-line and restructuring some things to save money. And we just re-signed DeMarcus Robinson, right?
Yes, you did.
I don't know why his name is I don't know why I wasn't sure of his name in my brain, but we just re-signed him for another 1-year deal. And I don't like that too much because we have Tutu, right? Tutu Atwell, who I'm a big fan of. He was a good number 3 last year when he was used. And then DeMarcus Robinson took over his spot halfway through the year, apparently. And but this tells me that Tutu and DeMarcus are going to be like swapping out at the 3, and we're not going to make a move for a third one, probably like a younger guy. I don't want it to be a priority, but I would have liked the third younger guy in the draft. But yeah, I don't know. We didn't re-sign or franchise tag any corners. We need corners. I'm hoping we tag Akella Witherspoon. And I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna go too in depth on the Rams. Probably next episode. I can do that now. I mean, our biggest focus, if I had to summarize it for next episode, would be corner. Definitely. But yeah, it was such a weird Super Bowl to get into football for me. Like the Rams were not in that Super Bowl, and we didn't even make the playoffs that year. But I watched the Brady versus Mahomes Super Bowl, and I was like, "This is a really cool game."
Yeah, you didn't even.
Mahomes is trying his ass off.
That was your first game. I think probably not your first game you watched, but that's the first game I remember you telling me you watched. Like you didn't watch the regular season for real that season.
I didn't watch anything that season.
Y'all
really.
made the playoffs that season, though.
We did.
Yeah.
Wild card lost to the Falcons. Is that it or
You
something?
lost to the Packers.
The Packers. Oh,
Y'all lost to the
Packers.
Falcons in 2017.
I hate the Packers. They always beat us, dude.
Y'all beat the Seahawks though in the wild card.
Okay, yeah. See, like I I guess people when I tell people about how like new of a football fan I am, it's pretty weird because most people are fans as kids, and I disliked it as a kid because it was just like all up in my face, and I wanted to watch like Impractical Jokers. You know what I mean? So, but now I love it, and it's all I talk about. And my dad's like, "Look at you, your balls dropped."
That's funny.
I mean, he's not wrong, I guess, but I really love our Rams team, and I was still there watching the games during 5 and 12 the year after, you know.
Oh yeah, I know you watched that shit season last
It
year.
was pain. I definitely got my ass roasted a lot. Worst football or Super Bowl hangover ever. Oh my God, you don't even have a first round pick. Man.
Y'all seem to be building back pretty good though. If y'all get
and we have
quarterback,
one
if y'all get a quarterback for the future, I could see y'all potentially making another run sometime soon.
If we can make a big boom in free agency, I wouldn't hate if we took JJ at 19. But I doubt that that's what we'll do, honestly.
Yeah, I doubt that too. So,
all right,
getting into my corner here, I wanted to start with the NBA. I wanted to start with the Bucks and how they fired their coach this season, and then hired Doc Rivers. Their offense has went from one of the top offenses to one of the bottom offenses, and they've had a problem with defense, and that hasn't really changed too much. Like, that hasn't been fixed, and Doc Rivers, he's 3-7 as the Bucks head coach as of right now. That's crazy with the roster they have. That should not be happening. And I heard Giannis complaining about it. Giannis complains a lot, man. And then I hear him complaining sometimes, even though I love him as a player and he's a funny dude. Like, sometimes he gets on my nerves. Like, he's kind of the one who got that coach fired, and then they got Doc Rivers, and now he's not happy. Like, they're doing this for you.
You know what they really do for him? They keep his brother on that damn team.
Oh yeah, they do.
That's what they really do for him.
That's definitely what they do for them. Did you see that thing where that NBA announcer said, "Oh, the Bucks are throwing in the white flag," and then he said, "What do you mean, what white flag?" And then the other announcer was like, "They just brought in Thanasis."
It's messed up, man. Oh, I want to see the Thanasis Scotty Barnes 1v1, man.
Like, damn, they said they brought in the bench squad, trash squad. The bench team.
That's messed up.
Not even the bench squad, the bench warmers.
NBA.
Bench
they
warmers.
get disrespectful in NBA commentary.
They do. It's funny because those players would totally beat us 21-0 if we played them. But
what was that one dude who went and attacked LeBron because he elbowed him?
Oh, I thought you were gonna say something completely different. I was gonna say Brian Scalabrine. No, that was Isaiah Stewart. I think that's his name. He's on the Pistons.
I want to see that energy in a lot more NBA games. That would make the league better. That's what Giannis needs to do.
You should go watch some NBA games from the 90s and 80s.
Yeah. Keep going, my bad.
So Doc Rivers, he's also kind of lied, or I'm not gonna say he lied, but I'm gonna say he's potentially lying, and he has no proof or validity to back this up. He said, "Hey, Kawhi, we don't need to trade for Paul George. Shea is gonna be a superstar. You picked him at number 12. You had him for a season, and then you got Kawhi." And then the offseason, Kawhi was like, "We need to trade this guy for Paul George." And Doc was like, "No, he's going to be a superstar." and then Kawhi said no. Like, I don't know about that. Maybe Kawhi had something to do with the trade, but I don't know if Doc Rivers knew that guy was going to be a superstar, but maybe he did. Who knows? Maybe he did say that. It just
Kawhi is a bad
sounds like
GM.
a LeBron moment.
Kawhi is a bad GM for sure.
Yeah, sometimes they let the players control some things like that. Like LeBron a lot. Like people, like I don't think it's been proven, but it's a lot of speculation that LeBron has had like a lot of input on trades and free agent signings and whatnot.
We just seen this in the NFL with Max Crosby. He came and said, "I'm gonna ask for a trade if y'all don't hire Antonio Pierce." And then like 2 days later they hired him.
Hey,
Yeah, he was like, "Y'all better hire him or I'm gone."
staying on the
You never,
topic of the NBA, I wanted to talk about potential additions to All-Star Weekend. Like, I heard a lot of players have been talking about a 1v1 tournament. A lot of people have been talking about this for probably decades at this point. That would be cool. NBA players in a 1v1 tournament. I think they'd have to divide it by, like, I don't know, kind of like weight, height classes or something, because there's gonna, like, I don't think there could be a mismatch. That would be too fucked up. Like, imagine Giannis plays Steph Curry or something, man. And as soon as Giannis gets the ball, he's just gonna fucking back down Steph Curry and just dunk on him. Another addition to All-Star Week I think we could add is maybe bring in a horse competition with the league's best three-point shooters, or just maybe shooters in general, and guys who are sort of shot creators and creative with their shots and can make a lot of crazy looking shots, you know? Like, just to do some cool horse thing, like competition. The NBA used to have a horse competition back in the 70s. I don't know why they got rid of it. That would be so cool.
I bet Jokic agrees with you.
He probably does. But he probably gonna bring an actual. Oh man, you do a shot off of his horse from half court.
Bro, that do they do like they still do best shots or something like that? Like they do in NFL with best catch, or no?
I
We should
don't.
do stuff like that.
I don't think they do. I don't. I actually don't know. I think they
We
probably
should
do
do
it.
creative
They
shots.
probably do it separate award shows. Like they have separate award shows for sports other than the official NFL and NBA one. Well, the NBA
That should
doesn't
be
have
one
one
like
anymore, but
cre- creative 3-point shots, like through firing hoops or something. I don't know.
another thing I wanted to talk about an All-Star weekend was the dunk competition. Um, this dunk competition was weak. The dunk competition's been weak for a while, and they keep acting like, I know they gotta act and they gotta like act all surprised, like, oh, that dunk, like, and yeah, the dunks are nice, but I don't know. Maybe the dunk contest is worn out. Like maybe all the creative dunks have been done. Go back and watch Dwight Howard do that weird crazy dunk where he just like slapped the ball, it bounced off the backboard and he just fucking put it back in. That was crazy. And then the one where he dunked on a 12-foot rim and he bounced it off the regulation 10-foot rim and then grabbed it in the air and dunked on a 12-footer.
Well, you know, Dwight Howard was practicing bouncing balls and rimming a lot. You seen the one thing where he got called hot by a reporter and he was like, ah, ha, ha.
Yes. Man. And then, like, what do you think they could do about the dunk competition and it being so, and not to mention the amount of stars that, like, star players used to be in the dunk competition. Dominique Wilkins, Kobe Bryant, Vince Carter, Tracy McGrady, Michael Jordan. LeBron James has never been in a dunk contest before. There have been hella players who can dunk their ass off and not be in a dunk contest. Like the last good dunk contest I remember was 2016 with Aaron Gordon and Zach LaVine.
I feel like all you can really do to make it better is like props and outfits and weird, goofy shit. If Steph Curry showed up in a damn tutu and just did a regular dunk, he would win the whole thing. That'd be hilarious.
I don't know,
Like
because
Jalen Brown
the
had
whole
the
thing is to do
lamest
the most
idea.
creative and best like dunk that no one else can recreate.
Yeah, but that's like you said. Obviously, everything's been
Oh,
done by now.
so you mean just like recreating what it is?
Yeah, I guess like you add more theater to it at this point. Make it something funny. Like I like the funny All Star Weekend.
Maybe let
I
them
don't think it
jump
has to
off
be a
trampolines
serious.
and do front flips like the performers do, but except it's actual players. I don't know. The players might break the backboards. Then I wanted to talk about Keon Sab. I forgot. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but he made a lot of good plays, and he was a young player for us at University of Michigan. As you know, I followed the Wolverines. I've followed the Wolverines for a while. Been a fan my whole life. I've just been born into that. So it's sad to see him go to Alabama, but I I don't know what it. I mean, it probably has something to do with some of the players, coach like his coaches leaving for Jim Harbaugh's staff, but it's also probably because a lot of our guys stayed on defense. A lot of our guys at the defensive back position, and even though he's a stud and he's getting better and better and he's making key plays for us, we have guys who are better and ahead of him on the depth chart, and he probably just wanted some more playing time. Caleb Downs transferred from Bama to Ohio State recently, so Keon Sab, you know, just sad to see you go. Wish you luck, but we'll be fine. That's the first major transfer we've had. That's our second player transfer since the window has opened, and no one else has gone in the portal since, other than those two players who've transferred already. So hopefully nothing else changes. I think their window is closed tomorrow. So dang, we did a pretty good job. So the last thing I wanted to talk about was Jokic now has a triple-double against every single team in the NBA, except for the Denver Nuggets, of course, because it's the only team he's ever played for. And I hope he never has one against us. I hope he never leaves.
I hope
So,
you don't buy his jersey.
I already have his jersey.
What if he leaves?
I bought his jersey like 5 years ago, dude.
What if he leaves, bro? You never know, because you shouldn't buy his jersey like you say about players and stuff because he might leave, right? That's
Yeah,
crazy how
yeah,
you
but
be
that's
saying that.
different. That's young players, and I did buy it when he was young. I did buy it. So I did. It was kind of stupid, but it worked out because he's a legend. He's the best Nuggets player ever. So he's gonna be remembered as a Nugget regardless.
He does look like a nugget.
I mean, he's a legend. He's the only one who's ever won us a ring. He's the only one who's won an MVP for us. Um,
Mm.
he's won multiple. He's probably gonna win his third, uh, unless the fucking media stirs up some narrative again, like Shea should be the MVP, like fucking Kendrick Perkins and Stephen A. and everyone, like Joel Embiid should really be the MVP after the entire year. Fucking Jokic is led in the odds and fucking all the voters in the like pre-voting polls like had Jokic and all that, but and
Voter
then
fatigue is lame.
yeah, it is. Jokic should have won a third one in a row, even though Embiid was having a great season. Embiid was having a great season too this season, and it sucks to see him injured. And I still thought Jokic was still deserving to be in the top spot of the MVP conversation this year too. I really hope they don't screw him out of it again this year, and they say this man Shea should win MVP, and then they're like, yeah, that's right, and like no, give Jokic his MVP if he deserves it. He should have his fourth. He should be winning 4 in a row. But, anyways, that was the end of what I had to talk about. No longer will be doing any betting things for a while, at least until football season, because I can't really do future bets for NBA on Prize Picks, and that's what I use.
I actually FanDuel, I think is what it is coming to North Carolina. I haven't Sports betting is not legal here, so but it is I think soon coming. I don't know, but it's they're launching soon in North Carolina. They say in commercials, so maybe I'll get into some sports betting, and y'all can go on some crazy underdog bets with me because Caleb likes to sit there and calculate all his bets, how he can get the best money. But I'll probably just be doing like underdogs, and overs, and stuff like that. I don't know. Turnover bets, stupid shit. How many points will Justin Tucker kick in his first game back?
You
I
could
don't know.
totally do that. You could totally be one of those dudes who does like a 50-cent bet, like a 50-cent 12-man bet, and
I would make
the
it
payout is
exciting.
like the payout's like $5 million.
I don't want it to be like I don't want to lose a lot of money, but I don't want it to be a boring bet. So it's got to be something worth it. So, but I'll look into it when it gets legal or here, whatever. But I'm not gonna go too crazy on describing the shenanigan of the year here. We've decided, since it's a play that's kind of, or not even a play, but it's a moment in the league that has been highlighted a lot throughout the year. I think it came back every couple weeks afterwards for a while, but played a little intro clip.
The shenanigan of the week.
Shenanigan of the year in the NFL goes to the referee who called the grounding penalty on Geno Smith versus the Lions. I don't know who he was, but it was late in the game. Seattle's trailing. They're trying to come back. And then the referee goes up and calls intentional grounding on number 7. Geno Smith comes up protesting and says, "I'm talking to America here. Excuse me." And, I don't know how to make it sound any funnier after that, but that shit killed me for like 4 weeks afterwards. So that is my favorite moment of the year. And if there's anyone who has anything to say about it, DM me anything better, and maybe we'll have some throwbacks. We would definitely, now that the NFL season's over, we kind of want to experiment with some more shenanigans type segments, add some new goofy moments, something we can highlight, like maybe old plays or old stupid moments or old stupid trades or something like that. So we're going to be expanding upon it, but congratulations to that play for shenanigan of the year. Anything else you want to say before we get out of here, Khalib?
Nope. I didn't even hear what you said.
I said DJ Khalib.
Oh, you said it so high frequency that your fucking microphone couldn't even pick it up.
That makes sense, and
I'm not even gonna edit that out. I'm leaving that in there just because that's fucking hilarious.
Damn. But I'm gonna get me a new microphone, and it's gonna be great. When taxes hit, I'm gonna be sounding all sexy. But until then,
It'll be great.
And then when I get that laptop, I'm gonna start editing stupid sound effects in this show. So just you wait. I'm gonna be real annoying until Caleb has to be like, "Listen, taking back editor privileges."
Oh yeah, because I'm like a minimalist. I don't know why. Probably because I don't know. I don't like editing that much. I just know how to do it very simply. I'm a very simple editor. I feel like you probably have more of a knack to try and actually learn it and watch videos about it and stuff. So you might actually you'd probably be a better editor than me.
When I was a kid, and I would watch YouTube compilations and funny moments and stuff that made my child brain happy, like Skate 3 compilation funny moments. But it was just always about the editing. Like if you could put a meme into a video perfectly, or edit something stupid and goofy for me, I don't know, editing and soundboards and music and stuff like that has always been so funny to me. So if I can fuck with it, then I'm definitely gonna try and have fun with that.
The reason I quit YouTube, quit making all those videos, even though I was doing good and I was gaining 5, 6, 7 subscribers a day, getting 100, 200 views on my videos regularly, and then the odd occurrence where I get 5,000 or 10,000, which was awesome. I was doing pretty decent. The reason I quit was because I told people were commenting, "Hey, when are you coming back?" I commented shit I'm doing school still. I'm in high school. I'm paying attention more to that. I was not at all. I fucking hate editing. I spent like fucking 6 hours a day doing the video, recording it, doing the script, and editing, and I do not like that process at all. I hate it in my brain. I can't get into it. So forcing myself to do it for that long, I'm surprised I even lasted that long as a YouTuber.
Hey, you know what though? I love to go back and listen to the episode again. So really, editing would probably I'd probably like it more. So if I
You
can go
definitely
ahead and
would.
take that over, yeah, I will if I can. When I'm able to. I
Man,
gotta learn all
editing,
that stuff, but
like,
hell yeah.
editing audio is significantly easier though. That's why I don't mind doing this.
Hopefully one day, if we got far enough and people wanted to, we could like record ourselves and stuff, and like I could add like I could get like a banister or something, or like a visual prompt or something. Really, like I got one podcast that I love that when they do YouTube, it has their like what they're talking about up at the top of the screen. You know what I mean?
hmm
I'm all good for this week. I had a good episode talking about UFC, even as heartbreaking as it was this week for me. Do you have anything else?
Nope, it was a good week.
We got to come up with something to say at the end. Like I keep saying, take a shot for shenanigans or whatever, but you can't just tell anybody to do that, can you?
Man, take a shot of
Some
apple
child.
juice.
Yeah. Take a shot of apple juice every time we say shenanigans. Take a shot of AJ when we say shenanigans. All right, y'all take care.
Peace.